Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP, and today we're going to take a look at the Winter Americans. Alright, so this is our completed Winter Americans. Well, I say completed, but as everyone knows, the project's never really completed, and I've already gotten a couple more models for these guys, but they're far back in the painting queue. It's a truck and a half track, so I will get those done for these guys eventually, but as it stands now, I'm calling these guys completed. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at them. Starting off over here on the left, we have our riflemen, the core of any American force. And there's 32 of these guys. And this is a mix of warlord and artisan, so they're all metal. And it's a mix of the warlord, veteran, and regular infantry squad Winter Americans kits. And then the artisan kits are mixed in here as well. So the artisan kits are quite a bit bigger than the warlord stuff. And it's not really even that close. So let's just take a look at a couple of these guys here. So here is one of the artisan guys and one of the American guys. So the artisan guys are a lot bigger, but it is what it is. It's not that easy to find Winter Americans, at least that I could get a hold of easily. So I'm with the artisan, and I'm not sure exactly how many are artisan, but well, a lot of them are. So plenty of rifles. I can run pretty much any kind of squad I want, and there's a nice variety in here. We got a lot of them are in the great coats. A lot of them have the white helmet cover as well, and that's about as diverse as it gets as far as American uniforms go. You get to the Germans, they obviously have tons of different looks, different mix match types of uniforms, so they can look quite a bit different. But the Americans, you're pretty much limited to no great coat or a great coat. So, but when they're all done in winter, they look cool. So plenty of rifles. And moving over this way, in the back here we have our objectives / jump off points for chain of command. A couple of these are just your classic pile of barrels, some weapons, a tire thrown on. These are just bits from other kits. I put a tank trap on there on that one. And then this middle one, though, is a little bit different in that this is half of the 50 cal team from Warlord, the Winter 50 cal team. So we'll look at the rest of it here in a minute, but I decided I didn't really like the look of a couple guys just hanging out cooking as part of the 50 cal team. So looking at them, I'm like, these guys would make a great jump off point or objective. So that's what I made them into. And I've thrown a bazooka on there just as a way to make these guys into a second bazooka team. If I really needed a second bazooka team, these guys will be in that role. So moving up here, we have 8 BARs. Again, a mix of artisan and warlord. And again, the artisan guys are quite a bit bigger, as you can see by these two guys on the end here. But it just, again, it is what it is. And I have 8 BARs though, so that's going to allow me to field veteran squads in chain of command. It's going to allow me to field extra sections veteran squads in bolt action with multiple BARs, and any kind of squad I want to run in chain of command as well. And moving up here, we have some SMG guys. I only got 6 of them. Well, 7 including the couple that are in the engineer squad, but six that I use with an extra couple that I can use. So these guys are going to be mainly NCOs or extra SMG guys and veteran squads. One of these, or a couple of these mixed in, even a couple of these guys over here. But like this guy is an MP. So there's a Winter MP kit that Warlord made. And I painted them up as MPs, but they can easily just be thrown in there as SMG guys. Or if for some reason I ever need a MP squad, I'll have some MPs as well. Then up here at the front we have our HQ element. So we got a couple radio guys. So this could be an assistant, a second man for a bolt action lieutenant. He's got a radio. This guy here I was using for my forward air observer in our last game. He's calling in an airstrike and an artillery strike, so he's really cool for that. And then another MP. So here's another one of these MP models, but he can be used as a leader as well, or any of these guys could really be used as crew for chain of command weapons teams also. And then I use this guy for my lieutenant most of the time in bolt action or in chain of command. And they also use this guy as either the second man in the two-man lieutenant team in bolt action, or as a senior leader or a lieutenant in chain of command. And then lastly, up here we have our medic, which is a really cool model from Warlord Games, carrying the stretcher. I painted some crosses on his helmet, added a couple decals onto the armbands from the decal sheet for the infantry box, and we have ourselves a medic. And up here we have our engineer, so a 6-man engineer team, and we have a leader with SMG. And we have another guy here with an SMG, and he's carrying a demo charge, so that makes him an engineer. So this guy here with the demo charge, this guy here digging up mines, and the guy here with the minesweeper. These are from Empress. So I think these are the only Empress models that I have in this kit that I know of, but I'm pretty sure it is. So those three are from Empress, and they scale pretty well with the bolt action or the Warlord Games stuff. And then lastly, I have the flamethrower team, and he is also from Warlord Games. Moving over here, we have our support weapons. So we got a bazooka team, Warlord Games. This came out really cool. I really like the sculpt on these guys here. Also with the sniper teams, very nice. Got him on the bulge base here, and so that's our sniper team. Then we have the 57 mil howitzer. I mean the 75 mil howitzer, sorry, and then 57 mil AT gun. So very useful in both games. And then here's the other half of that 50 cal team that the objective is made out of. So it's all together, they're really cool. 4-man crew for a heavy machine gun and bolt action. And I'll just have to add some extra crew guys to get them up to speed in both games. And we have a light mortar. The light mortar I bought because I want to be able to field the armored rifle platoon in chain of command. And one of the things unique about that is it has a 60 mil mortar in it. So we have that. It also has 2 machine guns. So we have 2 machine gun teams here. The one on the left is Artisan, again super big compared to the Warlord one next to it. And then we have a 81 mil mortar for bolt action. So armored rifle platoon and chain of command would be, you'd have a section with 2 of these machine guns in it. You'd have a separate 60 mil mortar team. And then the 4 guys in the back here are just extra weapons crewmen to beef out the weapons teams that need it for games of chain of command. And lastly, we have the vehicles. So 3 of these are 3D printed. The meat chopper, the Chaffee, and the Greyhound are all 3D printed by Padilla. He sent them to me. Painted them up as winter, super easy, using the hairspray technique. And then the Sherman I got from my friend Craig, and I just kind of, it was already winterized. I got it from him painted like that, and I just kind of, the tracks weren't winterized, so I just added some winterization to the tracks, and it fits right in with the rest of the collection. And then the last thing we have is an M10. That's a Warlord Games plastic model. A nice kit as well, again using the hairspray method. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I do have a truck and a half track that I'll be adding to this force. And one thing I don't have, or I do have, is a Jeep. But I have three summer Jeeps. So I'm probably going to get one of those and winterize it. And this force will have a Jeep as well. The only thing is that the Jeep is 148. All my other vehicles are 156. But at 148, a Jeep looks the right size, and I don't think it'll look out of place with the rest of these vehicles. If I were to bring in like another 148 tank, it might look a little funny. But a small vehicle like a Jeep, I think, will look just fine in 148. And that will do it. That's the American Force. I'm very happy with these guys. The winter boards look really cool. They're my favorite of all the boards we play on. So we have the Winter Americans, we have the Winter Germans, and I even have in the box, not even cracked open yet, a full Winter Soviet starter force from Warlord Games, plus some tanks already, and it comes with a bunch of support weapons. So That's going to be a very slow go project, though, is that's going to be put on the back burner. I'll work on it piece by piece. I'm not going to blaze through like I do on most of my projects, but that's also how I built both of my winter forces. That's why it's taken more than 2 years probably to get them done, but they are done now, and they're built to the level that I wanted them to be when I set out to do these, so I'd be able to play any kind of chain of command platoon, build almost any kind of list I wanted in bolt action, and just have a lot of versatility in both armies. So anyway, that's the Americans. I already did one of these on the Germans. You can check that out as well. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.